Rising from the grave as if Mercy just popped her ultimate, Overwatch has recently received a big update that looks to set the hero shooter back on the right foot. Along with dropping the number 2 from its name, this latest patch begins Season 1 of the Reign of Talon, and brings with it all sorts of goodies, including new mechanics, a menu overhaul, more story, and of course, new heroes. Here's a quick look at the 5 new heroes and what you can expect from them. We start things off with a lone new tank in this first batch of characters with Domina, real name Vyra, the vice president of Vishkar Industries. Being a tank, Domina has some great options to help soak up the damage meant for her comrades, but can also hit hard like one too, with a kit that features tricks like remote explosives, a big old laser gun, and even some giant robot arms, because you can never get enough big robot arms after all. Domina's primary fire is her Photon Magnum, a medium range attack that starts as a damage over time beam before a high impact shot triggers, dealing solid damage to enemies unlucky enough to be in her sights. This charge up time is around a second, so factor that in when targeting enemies. If you want to really lay on the pain though, Domina's Crystal Charge, a remote detonate projectile crystal mine, is a great option to use to hide and then detonate the moment an enemy team turns a corner or enters a doorway. Think that capture point is safe? Think again. Being a tank type character, it should come as no surprise that Domina comes equipped with a shield ability, but her barrier array is a bit different than others like Orisa and Reinhardt, as hers have individual segments of the shield that can be broken, allowing you to move and reposition yourself behind healthier shields if the nearby portion is broken. And if an enemy ever tries to rush in and get past your shield, just boop them back with Domina's Sonic Repulsor ability, which not only shoves them back a good bit, but will also stun them if you happen to push them into a wall. Finally, Domina's ultimate, Panopticon, is a hard light prison that captures and holds the enemy before detonating, ruining whoever was inside's day. The perks available to pick from will also help you either tip Domina more towards a support-focused or damage-focused tank, with minor perks at level 2 either giving you health regen and restoring your shields whenever you use your barrier ability, or letting you extend the range and damage of your gun. For major ones, you can opt to grant your Crystal Charges explosions the ability to slow anyone hit by them, or cause your Sonic Repulsor's stunning effect whenever you push an enemy into your barrier array shields, alongside the damage boost. For folks who want to not only be able to soak up damage like a tank but also hit like one too, Domina is a fun choice to check out among the new heroes. After stopping by his barber to get a haircut to match his favorite Kingdom Hearts character, Terra, new hero Emre picked up his rifle and headed to Overwatch. This new damage specialist will delight folks who prefer a more targeted, precise approach to dealing damage, rather than the spray and pray method. Emre's primary fire with his synthetic burst rifle delivers quick 3-round bursts with deadly accuracy, with the alternate fire allowing him to aim down the iron sights for an even more targeted approach. And as he has the specialist sub role, taking out an enemy lets him reload faster for a brief period of time, keeping him in the fight. Or, instead of reloading, you can instead swap to his sidearm with his Siphon Blaster ability, a small pistol that fires life-stealing rounds and also lets him move faster and jump higher, with a minor perk that can further increase this movement speed if you want. The pistol lasts 5 seconds or until it overheats, whichever happens first. In addition to his guns, Emre has access to a Cyber Frag, which is your typical grenade. Throw it and it blows up after a short time. A handy major perk allows the grenade to stick on contact, be it to a wall, shields, or enemies, which will do extra damage when stuck to an enemy. For his ultimate, Override Protocol, Emre takes to the skies and lets loose a hail of light and heavy rounds for about 10 seconds. This mode, while strong, does lock you out of your Siphon Blaster and Cyber Frags, so just be aware that you won't be chucking grenades from the air. For some extra utility, the Suppressive Security Minor perk causes enemies hit by the light rounds from this mode to be slowed for a second too. Emre is a great option for folks who want to stick with a more traditional run-and-gun approach, but still offers some handy tricks that set him apart from, say, Soldier 76 or Cassidy. The second of the new damage roll additions takes the old saying fanning the flames a bit too literally, as Anran wields a unique pair of deadly fans that stoke and spread flames that leave foes singed and smoking after fights. Anran's primary attack uses her fans to shoot quick burst of fiery projectiles, with each one filling a bar that, once filled, sets the opponent on fire. Body shots will take a couple of hits to proc the damage over time effect, but headshots will do the trick with a single go, so long as all the shots from the burst fire hit. The alternate fire, literally named Fan the Flames, not only does damage itself, with each shot able to travel through enemies and hit multiple targets at once, but its purpose is to amplify and strengthen the burning effect that's already been applied. Meaning, to really make the most out of Anran's main attacks, you'll want to alternate between the two types of shots. Besides having her abilities helping her set foes ablaze, Anran is a fast and pretty evasive fighter, with abilities like Inferno Rush and Dancing Blaze greatly improving her movement options. Inferno Rush, which you can have 2 uses of stored at a time, is a dash that propels you a good distance and can be strung together, with the added benefit of damaging any enemies that you impact as you go. With Dancing Blaze, you become invincible for a short period as you bounce around, striking all enemies close by, dishing out paint, and building up each enemy's burn gauge. Anran's major perks also buff these 2 abilities, with the Short Fuse perk reducing the skill's cooldown when you hit an enemy while dashing, and Hungering Blaze healing you for every enemy caught in your Dancing Blaze. Too bad you can only pick one though. Lastly, we have Anran's duo of ultimates, Vermillion Ascent and Vermillion Revival, both of which involve exploding into a giant blast that sets pesky enemies nearby on fire, but Revival has the added benefit of reviving you too. Nothing says badass quite like respawning through the ashes that once had been your opponents. With Anran's movement options allowing her to hit quick and get out fast while burning damage ticks down the enemy's life, make her a great choice for folks who prefer the slow burn of hit and run tactics. Fancy yourself pretty good at billiards? Or are you really good at quickly figuring out bounce angles? Then the support Mizuki will be for you as you bounce blades around corners and off walls to dish out pain, and hurl your hat around like Mortal Kombat's Kung Lao to heal your allies. Mizuki's weapon, the Spirit Glaive, doesn't feature an alternate fire, instead focusing solely on hitting enemies from odd spots due to its ability to bounce off surfaces for a brief time, or until it hits its mark. His Healing Casa ability acts in much of the same way, but heals any allies it bounces to and even heals you when it returns. The Glaive in an experienced hand can be hard to deal with thanks to the bounces, but this feature also makes it harder to use as well, though you could always just aim straight ahead too for a more direct approach. Whenever you connect with either your Glaive or your Casa, you'll be filling your aura meter, which will improve how much you heal. And you can improve your hat throw further with the Resonant Return major perk, which adds an additional bounce for your healing Casa, while your aura generating rate can also be improved via the Wellspring minor perk, helping you really max out Mizuki's healing potential. To help keep enemies from getting away, Mizuki can lock them down using his Binding Chain, which spawns an ethereal chain keeping the impacted foe from moving too far, making it a great option for those low health enemies that are trying to escape. And with the Exposed minor perk, chained enemies will take more damage too. On the ninja flip side, Mizuki has access to Katashiro Return, an ability that lets him quickly teleport back to the point in which he activated the skill. Great for those moments you have to run in and heal someone but get out fast. Taking the Quick Step major perk will even extend Katashiro's increased movement speed effects to your allies nearby, helping them escape too, if needed. However, for those especially dangerous end-of-match confrontations where the two teams are bashing their heads together, Mizuki's ultimate, Kekkai Sanctuary, would be the best choice, putting up a barrier that not only heals allies who are inside, but has the added benefit of absorbing any incoming projectile from the opposing team too. The skill ceiling for Mizuki is on the higher end compared to the other new characters introduced in this release. But for folks that aren't scared off by that and love to pull off sweet trick shots, then Mizuki may be right for you. It's a cute cat flying around on a jetpack. Why wouldn't you want to play as Jetpack Cat? What? The cute fur coat and the adorable little goggles aren't enough of a reason for you? Well, fine. Does the fact that this cat is a solid healer sweeten the milk pot enough to scratch that itch? Jetpack Cat? Jet Cat? Whatever. This cat's primary attack shoots out paw-shaped bullets that either heal or hurt whoever they're hitting, depending on whose team that character's on. Pretty standard stuff, but not very realistic. Cats are agents of chaos, and if a real cat were flying around, even allies would have to watch out for the occasional injury from their flying feline. But I digress. Paired with cats constant flying around mean you can quite easily stay out of harm's way while still supporting and healing your team. Though if matters arise that require you to get in close, choosing the Claws Out Minor Perk will boost Cat's quick melee swipe, allowing it to wound and slow enemies for a brief time, every 6 seconds or so. The main gimmick of Jetpack Cat, though, is the ability to lift and carry other players, healing allies as you go with the Lifeline ability, even gaining extra shields with the Transport Shielding Minor Perk, or dragging enemies with you to their doom using the Catnapper ultimate. For Lifeline, an area will appear on the ground and allies inside the circle can choose to get picked up and carried, though be warned, Jetpack can choose to drop them at any time. When things are getting a bit too spicy, the Cat can use its frenetic flight ability to boost away to safety or into an enemy to knock them back if you snag the Headbutt Major Perk. Purr is the Cat's other main option for healing, as a pulsating area-wide heal. Parking above or around a nearby corner and using it to heal the team is a great use for it, and its knockback effect, when activated, will help give your team some breathing room too, from any opposing forces that are getting a bit too close for comfort. This ability can also be made into an attack by picking the Territorial Major Perk. This will cause damage to enemies in the radius for half the amount of healing it does, though at the expense of the knockback effect. Jetpack Cat marks the second of Overwatch's militarized cuddly critters, and it's a trend I would love to see continue. On its own, this cat is a fun healer that can also serve as an emergency ambulance, and is also the cutest darn support that there ever was. Yes, you are. Look, ow! Damn cat. So, which of the 5 new heroes are you most excited to pick up and try out? Let us know down below, and for all things Overwatch and the latest in domestic animal aviation technology, stick with IGN.